Start off with, I just wanted to ask you about this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's been running for a while.
Yeah.
When it comes to kind of size of the crocs this season, are they bigger than normal? Do you think?
Oh, yeah. This season is definitely there's some bigger crocodiles in amongst the ones that we've been catching and moving. So there's some thumpers there.
I saw the 17-foot one.
Yeah.
The episode of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we caught a couple around that size. Which one are you sort of referring to on the 17-foot?
It's the first episode, so.
First one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The what's it called? Something Bell Down Farm.
The bell. Yeah.
One of those ones. So.
Okay. Oh, that's the one that was had the cow in its mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
charging,
silly,
charging
of course.
down. There you go. So you got a massive crocodile pulling down some of the biggest cattle on the cattle station, and we had to go in and catch that croc. Yeah. We got him in one night, so it was pretty good. Yeah.
What a job.
It's an interesting job, but I think we sort of struck it lucky with that particular croc. You know, the station owner said that there was a big croc in the area. He's taken down a lot of cattle, and I jumped up in the chopper and had a quick fly around, and I actually sent the boys the wrong direction. I said I'd head out to this other lagoon where I thought it might be, and we had to wheel everyone back around, and we quickly put the boat in, run up there, pulled the cow off the crocodile, and then we set the trap, and luckily we got him the first night. So.
It's what's been the kind of trickiest problem to solve this season? Do you think that one kind of worked out pretty well?
Yeah, well, there's always when I've got Jono and Willow, they're always a problem to solve. But there's I think travelling across to WA, and we had to catch a crocodile over there in the middle of nowhere, and once we caught it, how were we going to get it out of the most remote place in Australia, in the Kimberley? And we thought, let's build a box and put it on the plane, and the plane sort of, it's one of those planes that land on the water, and able to load this crocodile onto the plane, sedated of course, and flew him down to Broome. It was that was a bit of a logistic nightmare, and then having to try and get Jono in. There was no planes or anything, so I'll let you watch the show to see how Jono makes his appearance.
I mean, that's a lot of people's worst nightmares, like snakes on a plane / crocodiles on a plane. It's just like...
Well, it would have been a bit of a nightmare if he woke up. It'd be like, a T-Rex in the back of the ute.
Oh dear, what a nightmare. How many kind of close calls have you had this season? Again, in the episode 1 I saw, your foot nearly got nibbled.
Season 4, I had one come up and I was in the water. I was trying to catch this one in the water, and it was murky water, and he sort of came out of the depths there, but I thought he was still down in this deep hole, and he came out, and I had a stick there, and luckily he sort of launched up and he grabbed the stick just in front of my feet, and I moved like lightning and got out of there. So that was pretty close. And then I was actually just getting ready to go across to Africa for another show, but and we were also filming Monster Croc Wrangler at the time, and I was just moving one croc, and he flicked his tail and snapped my ankle. So I broke my ankle last season, but it was literally right at the end of filming, like right close to, I think I had 3 days left of filming, and I'd snapped my ankle that night, and then we had to film, and I'd caught another 17-foot croc that night as well, and we had to go and deal with him. But thankfully, we didn't have to move him. We got all his measurements. I rang Parks and Wildlife and said, look, this bloke's too old to move. Likelihood he might die if we try and move him. So that was pretty satisfying, being able to leave him there in the environment that he was in. But it did hurt that day.
I broke my ankle. It's not fun.
No, it's not. It's only just sort of come. It feels like I've got pins and it's sort of seized together, I think. But anyway.
Yeah, they get mine's grumpy in the morning when I get up. It's a bit like...
Yeah, well, you got pretty cold weather over here too. Everything would seize up over here, wouldn't it?
That's very true. Why do we live here? I've seen some of the videos you put up on social media as well, and people kind of completely freak out for you getting that close to crocodiles.
That's over a period of time. I don't want to make that a habit for just general, Europeans coming across to Australia and saying, oh, we can go swim with crocodiles. No, you can't do that. These saltwater crocodiles are the most sort of fearsome animal on earth, and they will eat you in a heartbeat. But I've been working with them for many years, and these particular crocs that I jump in the water with, and I know the one you're pretty much referring to, Bone Cruncher, and he's missing a bit of his bottom jaw, he's missing a bit of one of his eyes, and he's a bit handicapped, and he stays in the shallows, and he knows to sort of look after him. Not to say that he wouldn't eat me if he had his full jaw. He's not a pet. He's not a puppy dog. But yeah, the education behind that is like you can still have a connection. You can still work with wildlife. You don't have to be afraid of it all the time. But you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, people don't have the qualifications and the reflexes that you have.
I think that just comes with experience. It's like anything. It's like crossing the street in London on the busiest, in peak hour. It's similar. I live in the bush. I work with crocodiles on a day-to-day basis. I work with a lot of deadly snakes and wildlife around the world. That comes second nature to me. Big cities, not so much.
My boss really wanted me to ask you if you're frightened of anything.
Oh, what's your boss's name?
Louise.
Louise. Well, Louise. You always have to have a bit of fear. Otherwise, your judgment. If you go in there too gun ho, you're going to get yourself hurt. So there has to be a bit of fear. What do I fear now? Heights. Big tall buildings and heights. Bungee jumping. You wouldn't get me on a bungee jumping. I have been skydiving. It's not my favourite thing in the world. And
so you can't really be afraid of it if you've done skydiving. I mean,
yeah, I know, but
people don't go in planes who are scared of heights,
Yeah, true. But you have to have a little bit of fear in you all the time to be focused. Otherwise, you become complacent.
When you do have a close call, what's the adrenaline like? Like when you've just kind of managed to move out of the way in time? Because there's a couple of moments like that in the episodes that I've seen where it's like, and you've moved really quickly. Then do you get some kind of weird adrenaline after that?
I think that's just a daily occurrence. It's like just having my supplements. It's having adrenaline. Yes, it keeps you alive. It keeps you focused, and you don't want it to be detrimental and lose a leg or lose an arm. The adrenaline's good. It keeps you moving, keeps you on your toes. It keeps you alert, but you can drain your adrenaline pretty quickly. You get tired afterwards if you've had a pretty intense moment and things are happening so quickly and it's getting really dangerous and adrenaline's at the highest, then you crash at the end of it.
Yeah, because you're like operating at a fight or flight level. That's right. Most of us don't go anywhere near. No.
The more and more I do, the more it's just second nature. So the adrenaline doesn't kick in as much anymore. If I do something new, like catching rhinos or something, and the rhino's charging you, you're like, oh no, what am I going to do here? Do I go right? Do I go left? So something new and in a new environment, the adrenaline kicks back in. Or even flying. Some of the flying environments that we fly in with the choppers, and that really they can get the old adrenaline pumping.
It's like nothing is safe. Australia's just trying to kill you.
Hang on. Let's set that record straight. Australia there's a lot of animals there, but how many people get bitten by snakes over there? How many people get alright, there's a few people get eaten by white sharks, and maybe one every now and then by a crocodile. But look, you go across the road, there's car accidents, there's planes crashing. Like, Australia's quite safe, really.
Looks terrifying. You're a dad now, and I know I've seen you do interviews about this before. But has anything changed whatsoever?
No. I like to be home a bit more than I was before. I got a beautiful wife, a beautiful little son, a little banjo, and nothing's going to change the adventure and what we do in the wildlife, and you know the messages that we're trying to set out, or myself and my wife Kai, are about the environment, the animals, bringing Banjo up through the through the ropes and showing him everything that we are so passionate about. So nothing will change. I probably won't fly as hard as I used to, but as far as working with the wildlife, it's only going to get better.
Excellent. I've got a few more questions for you here. I wanted to know about your favourite animals. Have you got a favourite domestic animal?
Oh, of course I do. I've got like Spider and Apollo at home. They're my two best mates. My dogs, Spider and Apollo. Both rescue dogs.
I worry about those dogs.
They're fine. Spider's getting a little bit big for her boots. We've got a crocodile. We've got a little island lodge out on the Tiwi Islands, and there's this little female crocodile. She comes up all the time. I get in the water with her, and she's 8-9 foot. She's not a very big croc. And Spider, she's beside herself. Like, she runs down and thinks like she's this big guard dog, and I'm like, Spider, get away from it. It will eat you like that. Anyway, but so hopefully we'll teach her. Otherwise, she's going to end up croc food. But we don't want that. So a bit of education, she'll be alright.
Which is the dog that's in the black? Is that the black and white dog that's in it?
Apollo, yes.
Yeah. Because I mean, you're like, people are building like traps and stuff like that, and the dog's running around, and I'm like, get the dog out!
Apollo doesn't have any sense on crocodiles. Like, he'd walk past a crocodile, he really doesn't care, but he loves water. So, or a ball, a stick, and water. He just loves. He doesn't really care for crocs, so he's pretty complacent. Whereas Spider, she's like a meerkat. She'll hit her pins and be bounced, but she hates crocodiles. And she'll, as soon as she sees them, like, she'll bark and then take off and then come back bark. But no, Apollo, pretty crazy. He's just like an old man, just chills.
I love the fact that animals have such different personalities.
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
Favourite thing about them. Favourite wild animal, is it crocodiles? I know you like snakes as well.
That's a hard one. There's so many beautiful animals out there in the world, and I just want to keep on travelling and seeing everything. So there isn't any specific animal that I class as a favourite. Like, everything has its little piece of my heart.
Is there any animal that you haven't actually seen that you'd really like to? Is there
yeah, definitely. Like, there's a lot of animals around the world. Like, how many animals are there in the world? Like, there's millions, and hopefully we keep millions and they don't start going extinct. So, there's a lot of animals out there. I want to get down to South America, get into the jungles there. There's so many places. I want to get to Madagascar and check all that stuff out. There's heaps of areas and heaps of animals that yet to go and see.
Excellent. How much longer have we got? Did you do a 2? Oh no, you weren't. Sorry, I saw you out the corner of my eye. I thought you were giving me a wrap-up sign. So I worried. What's on your passport?
What's on my passport?
Does it say Monster Croc Wrangler?
No. No, it's a normal passport. It's just, good old Aussie.
It doesn't have a job thing on there?
No, we don't have that. No, we don't have job descriptions on ours. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
No.
And how did you kind of end up doing this job? Was there any other job that you could have...
Oh, there's a lot of jobs that I have done. Growing up, I was in the army, I was a plumber, I was a welder, I was horseback, cattleman. There's so many jobs that I started out with. I was a driller, and then chopper pilot, and just, everything combined made me who I am now. And along the way, through these different jobs, I just always had the passion for wildlife and that direction. So, and sort of kept that focus. And
if someone wanted to do your job, they were
good luck.
Crazy. What advice would you give them?
It's a hard one. It's just one of those things, whether it's my job or a job that you just want to do in life, is just follow that passion, follow that dream. Don't give up. If you want to do that and you that's the dream and that's the direction that you want to go in, don't lose sight of that. That you can always waver through growing up and through path in life, but keep that focus and you'll get whatever you want.
Final question. Have you got like an unsung hero either of your life or your careers, which is one of the questions that we're kind of asking everyone across the board at the moment, is there someone that you think doesn't get the
credibility?
Or people don't know that they deserve the credit?
Oh.
Someone kind of behind the scenes.
Oh, you know, Crocodile Dundee was pretty good. No,
I think he's pretty sung as a hero.
Yeah, I know. Someone I looked up to, I'd just have to say my mother. You know, she was a single mum, brought me up. I was an absolute rat bag. Got a few cracks across the butt, you know, kept me in line. A few groundings. And I can't swear on this, so she had to put up with a lot of bad stuff, I guess. And anyway, so she
did good.
Yeah, she did good.
Amazing. That's perfect. Thank you very much. I like that. What were you going to swear? She put up with a lot of